So today's look is going to be based off of the America's Next Top Model finale that was on Wednesday. Leesha wore this kind of style look for her CoverGirl shoot, and I really liked it. Like instantly I was like, oh my god, I have to do a tutorial on that. And then also I hope that the lighting is better in this one. The last video I had a ton of people telling me that the lighting for my vanity was worse. It's because I forgot to calibrate my my white balance on my camera, so it was still on like outdoors or something crazy, and it didn't seem very different until I uploaded it on my computer, and so I'm sorry. Hopefully this one's better. It looks better in my lens. That is a cat sleeping on a chair, and I hope you guys like this look. So first things first, as always, Too Faced Shadow Insurance as my primer. Next I'm going to use a color base. I'm using Illamasqua B-Dab. The main reason I'm using this color is just because I never use it, and I really like the mint green. You could use a white eyeshadow, or white eyeliner, or anything like that. And I'm just going to apply this with my finger onto the lid of my eye. And the reason that I'm using an eyeshadow primer and an eyeshadow base is because the primer helps to keep eyeshadow from creasing and fading, as I said, and the eyeshadow base that I'm using right now helps to make the color as bright and vivid as it possibly can. So the first eyeshadow I'm going to use, I'm actually using two. This is a Wet n Wild duo. It's called I Dream of Greenie. I reviewed a few of these on my blog. I don't know if I reviewed this one yet. I bought a bunch of them at CVS quite a few weeks ago, probably a few months ago actually. Anyways, I'm going to mix these two colors to kind of create the eyeshadow color that I want. So I'm just using a paddle brush, and I'm just going to go back and forth. I'm tapping off the extra, and then just pressing it into the eyeshadow base. And then I'm also just going to kind of blend this upwards above where I put the eyeshadow base. Just a little bit, and this is mainly to help the crease color blend out a little bit easier. So for my crease color, I'm going to use MAC Velvet Moss, which is a matte, kind of mossy green, appropriately named. And I think it's important for this step to have a matte color, just because it gives it a little bit of contrast. And the brush I'm using has a slant to it, which is my favorite type of brush to use to apply crease color. So I'm just going to load up my brush and then put this color right where my eye creases. And notice there's still that main lid color is above it. Like I said before, it just makes it easier to blend it out, I think. So because this isn't like a pencil brush, I can kind of place and then blend it out at the same time without using two brushes. So there's what we have now. Now I'm just going to take a white eyeshadow eyeliner pencil, just a little bit, blend it out with my finger. And the highlight color is a very shimmery color, which I generally don't like doing, but it actually works really well with this look. I'm back to my Wet n Wild. It's this top one right here. It's kind of a minty white-ish color. So I'm going to use like a concealer style brush. You could use anything really, doesn't really matter for this part. And I'm just going to place it on top of that white base, blend it into the crease color. I'm leaving a little bit of room right where the brows are because I'm going to use a matte highlighter right there. Just makes it look a little bit better, I think. And then for right under the brows, I'm going to take my Too Faced duo in Teddy Bear and Heaven. I'm going to use Heaven with a pencil brush, just a little bit, and I'm just applying it right directly under the brows. So now I'm going to do my liquid liner. I'm going to use my Kat Von D one. Just slightly wing it out in the corner. Alright, so that went a lot thicker than I wanted it to, but that's okay. I just have a really hard time doing liquid eyeliner in a 2-inch LCD screen. Anyways, let's move on. So the next part is to do the under eye liner. On the other eye, I did it with the liquid eyeliner and it was a mess. So I'm going to use an actual pencil eyeliner. I'm just kind of gonna, well, I'll do it this way. I'll fill in the waterline. And then I'll just kind of smooth out around the lashes. Once I have that, that's way too much underneath my eyes. I'm going to take a Q-tip and clean that up. And so then I'm going to take a flat topped brush and Velvet Moss, which I used in the crease, and just put a little bit of that underneath the black eyeliner. Alright, final step to kind of pull everything together. I'm going to use my NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk. A little bit right there, a little bit in the inner corner. Right here, I'm just going to blend it outwards. Over here, I'm going to blend it with a pencil. Back to that Wet n Wild shade. That one. I'm going to put it in the inner tear duct and pull it up into the inner crease. And then I'm also just going to place it right under the wing of the outer wing where I put the jumbo pencil. I'm just fixing the crease color a little bit. The inner corner highlight got a little out of control. I need to fix the inner corner black color. That's better. It's time for curling my lashes. And then I'm going to apply my Armani Eyes to Kill mascara. Then I realized I want to kind of make that outer corner a little bit darker, so I'm going to take my flat top brush and just kind of extend where that wing is and bring it into the crease a little bit. Angled brush. And then fix the outer wing. That's better. So I decided I wanted to add a little extra drama. So I have Red Cherry Lashes number 474S that I'm just going to apply to make this kind of even out the fact that there's a ton of liner. Alright, so the blush I'm going to be using for this is Rimmel Santa Rose. I'm just applying it to the apples of my cheeks. And then the highlighter is a new one from Benefit. It's called What's Up. It's a cream. So I'm just gonna dot it around my cheekbone like that. I'm just gonna use my fingers. So then for my lips, I just want something really neutral. So I just grabbed this Lancome Juicy Tube in Hallucination. So that is just a little like peachy color, not peach, like beigey color, whatever. Alright, so that's all for this look, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!